The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, a lot of things that happened in 2021. Boxing's making waves in 2021. And speaking of making waves and speaking of just things happening in 2021, Trevor the Dream Bryan, he's been a guy that's been a topic of much discussion here on True School Sports. I mean, we're talking about a man that many people have heard of him. Many people have, heard the name. They've seen the face on BoxRec, but they haven't really seen much Trevor Bryan. Not many people in the world can really say they've been exposed to Trevor Bryan in the boxing ring because he's not really on TV. He hasn't really fought on big time cards. So, he's waited patiently. He's gone through a lot of things in his life, personally. With not being able to get fights. Last year, he abruptly lost his coach, Jamel Eddy. Coach Mel, RIP to Coach Mel, and that had an effect on him. But he's been patient. He's trained hard. He's waited his turn, and now he gets his chance. Trevor the Dream Bryan gets his chance because on January 29th, the long-awaited fight with him and Manuel Charr finally happens. Now, knock on wood, hopefully it still does happen because there are still some things that need to be cleared up. Hurdles that need to be cleared before the fight actually goes ahead and actually takes place. But for the time being, tentatively speaking, the fight is scheduled for January 29th at the Hard Rock Casino here in Hollywood, Florida. So hopefully your boy BT will find a way in there. Hopefully I'll be there myself. It's a Don King card, which is insane because we haven't had a Don King promoted card in a long time. I mean, this is my 6th year covering boxing, and I don't think I've ever had the chance to cover a Don King card. So it hasn't happened in a long time. And with this fight with Manuel Charr, we're talking about two guys that are champions, so to speak. Trevor Bryan is I believe he's the interim champion. All these guys are champions. Charr is a champion, Bryan's a champion. We're all champions. But look, they haven't really fought. They've both been out of sight, out of mind. I mean, for Trevor Bryan, when he steps in the ring, this will be his first fight in 2.5 years, going all the way back to when he fought BJ Flores in August of 2018. So we're talking about Trevor Bryan, who didn't box 2019, and didn't box 2020 at all. So 2 years of no boxing. 2.5 years no boxing. In the case of Manuel Charr, this is a guy that hasn't boxed in a long time himself either. This is a guy, Manuel Charr, that hasn't boxed since 2017, and I believe there's still some doubts that this fight might not even happen because Manuel Charr still has to go ahead and get his visa. So hopefully he gets that visa squared away. Hopefully they can get it done, and Trevor Bryan can fight because it's been a long time talking about this fight. Now the winner of this fight is looking at potentially fighting Anthony Joshua because then they will be in a WBA position to fight Joshua, to be I guess a mandatory challenger, so to speak, because they'll be the interim champion. And then that'd be a big for someone like Trevor Bryan, that'd be a big deal because Trevor Bryan's someone that and I know Trevor very well. I'm probably more qualified to speak on Trevor Bryan than even most boxing experts out there because I've been knowing Trevor for 5 years now. Already 5 years I've been knowing Trevor Bryan. 5 years I've been knowing Trevor, damn near 6, and I've been seeing him train, and he's been in the ring with a lot of fighters. He sparred the likes of Shannon Briggs, he sparred the likes of Jarrell Miller, he sparred the likes of, done many rounds with Luis Ortiz. So he's a very well experienced fighter, and just from the time I've seen him as a young, how old is Trevor Bryan now? Trevor Bryan's what? He got to be maybe 30 years old. Trevor Bryan, at the time of me shooting this video, he is what? 89, 99, 99, 09. So he's about 31 years old. So I've been knowing Trevor since he was about 26 years old. So from the 26-year-old young man that I see to now the guy who's maturing at 31 years old, he's got a daughter. I can say that from what I've seen in the gym, he has improved. He's become a better fighter. He's become a more self-assured fighter. He's become a more experienced fighter. So, whether it's Manuel Charr or maybe if it's Christopher Lovejoy who steps in for him, because maybe that winds up happening. Maybe Christopher Lovejoy or one of the guys on the undercard that are scheduled to fight. Maybe they step in for him if Usman can't get the visa. whoever he fights on the 29th, it's just good that he's fighting. First and foremost, that he's fighting. That's always a great thing to see, Trevor Bryan active. And after that, you know, I just think he's matured and he's gone through so much in his life that this is Trevor Bryan's time to position himself for something that his career has been missing for a long time, and that's just not just a fight, but a meaningful fight, a fight where people can say, you know what, this Trevor Bryan guy, you know, we were over here talking about these guys like Dominic Breazeale and Gerald Miller and all these mid-level contenders, but we really had a diamond in the rough here in Trevor Bryan that we should have really been paying attention to. But unfortunately, due to some things behind the scenes that were hampering him from staying active, you know, it hasn't happened. So I'm hoping Trevor Bryan can go in there and not just be successful against Manuel Charr, but show his level, show that he is better than people realize he is. And I think he'd be someone that'd be good for the heavyweight division because he's a guy that speaks very well. He's someone that I think has a good story. He's someone that I think is a marketable fighter. And I think I'm not gonna make any bold proclamations and say that Trevor Bryan is that American heavyweight champion that this country is looking for so desperately. But I can say that if he wins this fight against Charr, he's gonna get his chance to really step into that role. And all you can ask for in life is opportunity, a chance to prove your worth. You know, Trevor Bryan. Oh, right now, like the American heavyweight landscape is whack. It's whack as hell. Wilder is over here blaming his costume and making excuses. You know, Charles Martin's not champion anymore. When he wasn't that great to begin with. Gerald Miller failed like 10,000 drug tests. So he's got a chance to really stick his flag in the ground this fight and say, hey, I am Trevor the Dream Bryant, and only in America can you come from where I came from in Albany, New York. You know, they said I was fat. They said I was this. They said I was that. You went through things in your career. You couldn't get fights because whatever's happening with Don King is happening with Don King, and the WBA, and Charr, and the visa, and bullshit after bullshit. You lose your amateur coach that you had since you were yay high, and Coach Mel, and you come through all that to say, hey, I'm that diamond in the rough that people overlook. So I wish Trevor Bryan the best. You know, Charr is going to be a good fight for him because we look at Charr. Charr has been in there with some guys. You know, he fought Ustinov. He's fought you know, Povetkin. He's fought Kevin Johnson. He's fought Alex Leopai, Marius Briedis, Vitaly Klitschko. Charr is an experienced fighter, so I feel like if he can go in there and he can knock out Charr, that's good for him because Charr is a guy that I think he should knock out. Charr is a guy that been knocked out 3 times already, so it's a good fight for me for Trevor Bryan. And 2021, you know, fingers crossed. Hopefully, it's the year that Trevor Bryan truly puts his name on the map and announces himself as a contender in the heavyweight division. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That's my little take on Trevor Bryan and this fight coming up on the 21st. No, the 29th of January. And hopefully before then, we can go down to Stacey McKinley's gym, get some exclusive content with Stacey McKinley, Trevor Bryan himself, and hopefully we can finesse a Don King interview because I need a Don King interview. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think True School Sports should interview Don King? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.